If you want 80% off all of my career guides, hit the first link in the video description below and you can get them all for 30 quid, saving you about £120. This video is gonna be for those of you who are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years deep into your careers and you're feeling kind of lost or you're feeling kind of stuck. You don't know what you want to do with your career. You don't know if you should change industry, if you should stay in the same firm and just try and climb, and you don't have anyone to talk to. So this video is for you. As usual, I've got a few bullet points here. I'm gonna go through them. And so with that, let's get straight into it. First things first, you need to ask yourself, how long have you been in this role? If you've been in the role for less than a year, I would say try and do another year unless you dread it, you fully hate it. Because if you just do lots of 1-year stints, it's not gonna look good on your CV. If you've done 2 years, then ask yourself, why do you wanna move? Is it because the work is boring? Or is it because you don't like the individuals? Or is it because the pay is too low or not what you expect? If it's simple solution, if it's the pay issue, jump on LinkedIn, make sure your profile is looking good, and then just apply to lots of different opportunities. If your profile looks good and everything is up to date, you will naturally get a lot of recruiters reaching out to you. When they reach out to you, they're going to give you opportunities, and then find out what salaries are being offered to someone in your shoes with your experience in your type of role. You can easily go on glassdoor.com and search XYZ role, salary, UK, New York, wherever you are. So that's that. The other two, if you don't like the people that you're working with, then I would say chances are that's not going to change anytime soon. Those individuals, most of them are going to be there for a long time. Some will leave, new people will come. But if you don't like the people or you don't feel like you fit in, then best thing to do is try and bounce. Go to a different team, find something else. Because trust me, if you're in a team that you don't feel like you belong to, or you're doing work with people you don't feel like you connect with or you relate to, it can be all right. But trust me, if you find a team that you just fully feel like you relate to, you connect with, your happiness, your work-related happiness will skyrocket. One example, I know a guy who used to be in investment banking, and he's a Muslim, he's a brother, he's focused on his deen and his religion. For those of you that are unaware, deen is like your religion, your focus on your spiritual side of life. And he also was interested in banking, private equity, venture capital, investment banking. He wanted to do that, but he realized, all right, he's gonna leave banking and do the same thing, but for a company that is focused on Islamic finance, for example. And now it seems like he's found his tribe. He's found the people that he really feels like he can truly be himself with. To be fair, it's the minority of people that are this lucky to be at work and feel like they fully belong or that they found their tribe. If it's really bad, I would say move. If it's manageable, then you try and just push through, because it's rare to be lucky enough to find a group that you fully just relate to and feel like, you know what, I love going into work because the people are amazing. It's rare to come across that. It's not impossible, but that's something to think about. The other thing was, if you're in a role where you hate the work, my advice to you was look for new opportunities, whether it's internal, in a different team, different division, different business unit, whatever it is, or externally. You need to get out of the work that you're currently doing. I experienced this. Your motivation to go into work is going to decline. Your performance will decline. Everything around that job is just going to be negative. So the sooner you're able to explore something new and different and move away from that, the better. And this goes back to the whole LinkedIn thing, explore new opportunities. Actually dedicate a few hours in the week to look for new opportunities, new industries. Trust me, one thing I wish I did sooner was don't just focus on banking. I applied to just banking internships and grad schemes, whatever, not grad schemes, internships, spring weeks. But I wish I did other stuff like tech or completely different industries, because you never know what's out there, and the only way to find out what you don't want to do is by doing a few different things. All right, if you want to break into the industry and you want access to all 9 of my career guides, there are about 100 or so pages each on investment banking, sales and trading, asset management. Hit the first link in the video description below and use the code YouTube80 and you can get access to all of them for about £30. All right, so next thing, if you are a few years in, 3-4 years, don't let it get to 6, 7, 8 years where you have this midlife crisis of, oh, I'm in the wrong job, or oh, I want to leave, but I'm tied in now because half of my salary or a quarter of my salary is tied up in stock options. What that means is the more senior you get, they will be paying you in stock that vests, it unlocks if you do another year or another 2 years. And so if you quit today, you're giving up like a quarter of your salary, which is tied up in stock options. So my advice to you, between 20 and 25, make your big career risk decisions. Calculated, of course, but if you're gonna do any major moves, do them between 20, 25, 26. And then if you join a company after that, hopefully it's the right company for you, or the right role or right industry that you know you wanna sit in and climb, irrespective of the firm. You can, if you hate the firm, you can do that same role in 100,000 different other firms, right? And so it's important, by 25, 26, find that thing. If you don't find it by 30, it's not the end of the world, but just know it does get a bit harder as time goes on. A little hack for you to do: a lot of people on LinkedIn, they reach out to people, or in general when you're networking, they reach out to someone that's 5 or 10 years ahead of them. Like an intern or an analyst might reach out to a managing director or a partner, asking them for advice, or asking them, yo, can you help me with this? I'd be more than happy to do this, this and this for you if you'd give me 30 minutes of your time to pick your brain, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. The key to networking, the key to getting ahead, is holler at people that are 1 or 2 years ahead of you, because they're not like miles ahead of you. They were where you were recently, and they are more likely to be impressed or blown away by your offering of your time or doing something for them than an MD or someone very senior would be. So for example, like let's see, if you reached out to someone who's a partner at a firm, they're not going to value your time as much as if a managing director reached out to them, right? Because they're closer. Managing director is closer to partner. If you're, let's say, 3 to 5 years work experience, right? If you reached out to a VP or an executive director or director, and you're an associate, they're more likely to give you their time versus if you reached out to a partner. Keep that in mind. So whenever you reach out, even if it's like LinkedIn DMs, networking events, when you're connecting with people who are 1 or 2 years ahead of you, it's more likely to benefit you and them versus reaching out to people who are miles ahead of you. Keep that in mind.